It has been almost 5 years now since the onset of the COVID-19 pandemic.
But businesses in New York State are still paying the price for the state's failure to pay back a federal loan. 2 on Your Side's Dave McKinley has an update on where things stand with the state's tab and the impact that it continues to have on a local business owner. Dave?
Scott and Mary Alice, what we're talking about is something called a Title 12 loan. And according to new information we obtained, it appears it may be a while longer before New York State pays off the one it took to get it through some very difficult times. During the pandemic, Governor Cuomo's decision to shut down businesses for an extended period of time sent millions to the unemployment line and sent the state's unemployment rate to record heights of 16%. New York's unemployment funds were quickly depleted, causing it to borrow $9 billion from the federal government. New York was one of 22 states that did this, but it's one of only 2 which has yet to pay it back. And that's costing businessmen like Jeff Wright, who owns Razor's hot dog stand in Eden.
Doing business in New York State is extremely difficult in the first place.
While some states tapped into reserves, sold bonds, or used COVID relief funds to pay back their loans, New York chose instead to pass it on to business owners by raising their unemployment taxes to the highest amount allowed by law and adding an annual fee of about $30 per employee called the interest assessment surcharge. Meanwhile, the federal government has reduced the credit businesses in New York can take against their federal unemployment tax until the state pays back the loan. Add it all up, and Jeff is paying 2.5 times what he paid in unemployment insurance than he did prior to all this, or about $1,200 a year.
That $1,200 is crucial. That pays an extra bill or pays an extra person to work for me.
And he's not the only one paying.
I got to increase prices to compensate for the cost of doing business in New York. And this is just another example of where does it stop, when does it stop. I'd like to know where we are on the loan. How much has it been paid back?
Well, according to a report released by the Treasury Department just yesterday, New York still owes nearly $6.5 billion on that loan, plus more than $48 million in interest. And until it's paid, New York businesses will pay significantly more for unemployment taxes than their counterparts in almost every other state.
And you wonder why businesses don't want to come to New York?
Jeff Walker, who you saw in the story tonight, concedes the nearly $2,000 he'll now be paying in unemployment-related taxes this year pales in comparison to what he imagines some of the area's larger industries will pay. Business groups like Unshackle Upstate and even members of Congress, meanwhile, have urged state lawmakers to pay off that loan faster. On Your Side in the newsroom, Dave McKinley, Channel 2 News.